What's poppin', soul family, and welcome back to my channel. In today's pick a card, we are going to be spilling the tea on your next Valentine. We're going to be taking a look at some of their personality traits and the potential relationship dynamic between the two of you. So this reading is mainly aimed towards my singles, but if you are in a relationship currently, or if you're talking to somebody, maybe in the talking phase with them or whatever the case may be, you can definitely still check this out. I mean, there might still be a message in there for you. So yeah, before we get started, you guys, if you are interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me, you guys can book with me on my Etsy shop. The link to do so will be available down in the description box below. And if you are interested in the deck that we will be using for today's tarot reading, it will be available for purchase on my Amazon storefront down in the description box below as well, you guys. So without further ado, we're going to go on ahead and jump into your pile choices now. Alrighty, you guys, so here are the four groups that you have to choose from today. We have group number 1 beginning on the left and group number 4 ending on the right. So go on ahead and take a moment to choose the pile of cards that you feel the most drawn to today. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to choose, you guys, and whenever you are ready, I will meet you at your reading. The timestamps for each card will be available down in the description box below for your convenience. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 1, and welcome to your reading, you guys. So, who is your next Valentine? Okay, so the first thing that I am picking up on is that upon meeting them, this person may be a bit guarded. They might have a bit of a wall up, but I also get the feeling that this person is very, very protective of those that they love, especially themselves. Okay, so this person does come across very guarded upon meeting them, but I do feel like this individual is very, very protective as well. Okay, not only that, but I do feel like once this person actually gets comfortable with you, I do feel like they are going to be completely an open book. Okay, so this person is very open about different viewpoints that they may have, different perspectives, different standpoints that they might have on certain issues, and you guys might share some different beliefs or different viewpoints. Okay, so I do feel like this is somebody that you will be able to have a lot of intellectual conversations with them. Okay, they're very smart. With the Knight of Swords, I do feel as though this person's mind moves relatively quickly. Okay, and to some it may come across as a bit chaotic. Okay, but to others, I just feel like this person talks very fast. They think very fast. They blurt out what they're thinking with those that they are comfortable with. Okay, so they might be a bit quiet and shy at first, but I do feel like, once you get the ball rolling in terms of conversation with them, they will talk to you. Like they are very, very talkative. Okay, so I will say that. This person is a believer. Okay, that's what was coming through because we have the Magician card. This person is a believer in the spiritual or the ethereal. This person believes that anything could happen. Okay, I do feel as though they are very, very open-minded. Okay, they are open to all of the possibilities, and they are the type that tries to see the best out of every situation. We also have the Sun card, so it's like they're giving like ray of sunshine. Okay, they're very, very bright, and I do feel like they are very, very sweet. Okay, very, very talkative, very, very open. They have like a certain aura about them that is just very, very bright. Okay, when you come across them or you speak to them or you're getting to know them, I do feel as though their energy will remind you of very, very bright colors. Okay, not only that, but I do feel like this person is the type, they might have a wide array of knowledge on a bunch of different topics, a bunch of different things. Like, for example, this person might be the type that just knows random facts about things, and will just maybe blurt it out at the most random times. And I think that you guys might think that this is like really, really cute. Okay, so that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from them. I really, really do like this energy. So if you like somebody who is a talker, or if you're the type and you just like to listen to your person just talk, they will do so when they feel comfortable with you. Okay. So, getting into your relationship dynamic with this person, no matter what happens between the two of you, they will always want to see you win. They will always want to see you on top. They will always want to see they will always want to see you have what is best for you. They do have your best interest at heart, okay? And they are just going to be so excited to be a part of your life. Okay, this person just has a very, very bright and happy aura to them, and they love having fun. Okay, like they love laughing, giggling. You know, this person is probably very funny as well. Can find the humor in just about any situation. Okay. Now, you guys, I will be honest with you. Like I said, you might have some opposing viewpoints on certain issues or certain topics. Like, for example, it does not have to be, you could be the member of two separate political parties, okay? And you might get into some debates from time to time on certain issues. But I do feel like this is the type of person, like I said, they're very open-minded, and they will want to listen to your standpoint, and they may question you, not like interrogate you, but they might question you, want to know why do you think that way. And the thing is, this person is not opposed to their viewpoint being changed if they are like if they're given another perspective. Okay, they do take the time to actually think about things, you know, from other standpoints. They're not just like, oh, it's my way or the highway. They're not that type of person, okay? But with the Five of Swords here, I do feel as though you might get into some heated debates with this person. Notice how I'm not saying arguments, okay? Heated debates with this person where maybe you just don't see eye to eye on certain issues. But let me tell you guys something. We got the Ace of Wands here. So, if you catch my drift, there might be a lot of making up between you guys after certain issues arise in your relationship. But at the end of the day, it's like they love talking with you. Conversation is going to be a staple in this relationship. Okay, so you guys are going to have really, really good talks, really, really good conversations. And I do feel like you guys might actually hit it off almost immediately after, you know, this period of this person like sort of letting their guard down, because they will be a bit guarded at first. But once you get them to start talking, it's almost like they won't be able to stop. They have so much to contribute to the conversation, and they're just honestly, they're just like a ray of sunshine. Okay, and not only that, but more than anything, your person is going to want to see you happy. This is why, you know, they're going to be your next Valentine or your next person. And they are always going to try to get you to see things on the bright side. They are extremely, extremely optimistic. And I do feel like the two of you are probably very headstrong, but they're overall very, very optimistic. So if you find yourself sometimes, you know, if you're not sure how a situation is going to go and maybe you feel a little bit pessimistic at times, this person will not hesitate to nip that in the bud and let you know that everything is going to be okay, and to look at it from this perspective. Like, they will always try to find the light. They will always try to find the positive in any situation that may arise. And I do feel as though this is something that is going to bring you a lot of peace. You will feel at peace. You will feel safe. You will feel comfortable with this person. Okay. And I honestly love that for you. So I do feel like with the Magician card for you guys, I do feel like this is somebody that you are actively manifesting into your life. And you're going to know that this person kind of falls under the right category based off of the conversations that you have with them, because you will have a lot of intellectual conversations with them. They really, really do love to pick your brain, and they are just very attracted to intelligence. Okay. So I love that for you guys. Before I forget, I do want to mention the zodiac signs signs that came through really quick. So we do have very strong air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We also have Leo energy coming through with the Sun card. And then with the Magician card, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that that is Scorpio. Correct me if I am wrong. But those are the zodiac signs that I see for your next Valentine. So let me know down in the comments how this reading resonates for you guys. If you guys are interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me, you guys can book with me on my Etsy shop. The link to do so will be available down in the description box below. And if you're interested in the deck that we use for today's tarot reading, we did use the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samayana. Y'all know, as the Pastel Priestess, this deck was just like rightfully mine. I had to have it. Okay, so this will be available for purchase down below on my Amazon storefront. Be sure to check that out if that is something you are interested in. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 2, and welcome to your reading, you guys. So, who is your next Valentine? Okay, so about their personality, okay? So this person is very, very patient. Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is actually going to be really good for you guys, because I feel like pile 2, sometimes y'all might be a little impatient, but no, this person is very, very good at patiently waiting for things that they know is rightfully theirs. They have a certain level of faith, a certain level of trust in the universe or in God or just in themselves, in life, okay? And you guys might not fully understand this all the time. I do feel like you guys might be, in a way, you might be polar opposites, okay? And this is actually not a bad thing, because if you guys, you know, tend to be a little bit more impatient, you tend to be a little bit more on the fiery side, I feel like the two of you will really, really balance one another out. Like, we have the Lovers card here, so the two of you are just very, compatible with one another, even though you guys are so different, you know? This person, okay, like I said, they're your polar opposite. And what might piss you off sometimes about this person, because we have the 7 of Wands, this is somebody who might want to argue, you know, and I'm not saying that you guys are like just extremely argumentative, but you guys do not hesitate to speak up for yourself. You know, for example, I feel like a lot of you guys might have found yourself in situations within your family or growing up where maybe you constantly had to defend yourself, right? Or maybe you constantly had to stand up for yourself and maybe prove yourself, right? And so this oftentimes might carry over into your adulthood, where you find yourself in situations where you have to defend yourself or prove yourself, to prove that you are not to be played with, right? Now, the reason why I said that this person might piss you off from time to time is because of their patience. You may not be used to dealing with somebody who is not going to argue with you. Okay, you might be hot, you might be on fire, like you might be ready to just really cuss this person out because maybe they do something. And when I say do something, I don't mean like they do something sneaky, like go off and cheat on you and then try to gaslight you about it. No, I mean like, maybe they take a particular course of action that you didn't expect for them to take, and you might just want to talk about it or like yell at them about it or argue with them about it. And I mean, like, how can I make this an example? Okay, let's say maybe they do something without like communicating with you first, or they make a decision without communicating with you first. Like maybe like choosing to stay later at work without telling you, you know, potentially forgetting that maybe you guys had plans, you know, and they never intended to, you know, brush you out of the way, you know, or disregard you. They just forgot, and they are gonna make it up to you, you know, but you're just like, oh my gosh, how the fuck could you forget about me? Like, that just don't talk to me, like, and they're the type of person that's like, I'm gonna give you some space, I'm gonna give you some time, and I've got dinner reservations at 7, let me know if you want to cancel them, I'm sorry, like they will take accountability, which is something that you guys may not be used to because you were constantly put in situations where you had to defend yourself. The thing is that this person, they will not argue with you, and I think that might be something that you're just not used to. They will listen to you when you are angry, when you are hurt, when you are upset with them or with somebody else. And it's like, when you're ready to discuss solutions, they will be there with solutions and different standpoints, different perspectives that you can take on the situation. Okay. And this is something that's actually going to be very good for you, very healthy for you. However, for those of you who have never really fully experienced a healthy relationship, this is also going to be new to you. This person is going to want to be your peace. I do get the feeling that they are very reserved. Okay. They're very, very reserved. And they may not necessarily always talk about their feelings, not even because they just don't want to communicate in the relationship, because a lot of people, they don't talk about their feelings because they have so much shit that's unhealed. The thing is, your person, they do the work, they do the inner work, they do the healing, but it's just like they're almost so selfless that they don't want to burden other people with their feelings, and that might upset you sometimes, but I definitely feel like this is something that could definitely be worked through in a very, very healthy manner. Okay, because with a Lover's card, I do see that this person will be very, very passionate about you, very, very loving towards you, but I do see one counterpart being extremely fiery and maybe on the defense, or very, very passionate about what they believe in, and I see the other lover being a little quieter, maybe shy, maybe more reserved, more chill. Okay, so that's what I will say about your person. They're very, very chill. Okay, but their emotions run very, very deep, and they read people so well. Like, you are dealing with somebody who is actually very, very intuitive and actually very, very psychic. Okay, it's almost like they know how a situation is going to pan out, how a situation is going to play out before they even act. Okay, this is not somebody who will act out of character when they get upset. They will walk away from the situation to collect themselves and then return with a clear head. And this is something that I feel like, group number 2, I feel like this is something that maybe you guys have always needed. And you're going to be drawn to this person simply because of the fact that they are so different from you and so different from what you are used to, because I feel like you guys have been in a lot of relationships with people who will mirror you, okay, who maybe they act just like you, and you end up bumping heads with them. I feel like this might be the first or one of the first relationships or situations that you're in where you're dealing with somebody who is actually the polar opposite of you, and their behavior and their ideals and just the way that they are compliments you in terms of, like, them being opposite from you. Okay, so we also have the 3 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Something that you should know about your person, your next Valentine, is that they do suffer with some mental health issues, but they will not burden their problems on other people. They could be doing therapy or something like that, but they really do try not to burden other people with their issues. You might really, really, really want them to talk to you about what they're feeling and what they are experiencing. And I will tell you that they will, okay? But they will not do it when they are upset. That's just not going to happen because they know it's going to lead to an argument, okay? And you might want to have a conversation right then and there, about, like, what they're feeling or what they're experiencing, but they do not want to talk while they are upset. They like to decompress first. And this is actually the most healthy approach that one can take to the situation. So the Three of Swords, they have been through a lot. They have been through a lot. I do feel as though this person has had a rough childhood, and they have been through some very trying times, okay? With the Nine of Swords, this person might possibly have trouble with sleeping, whether it's oversleeping or just not being able to sleep at appropriate times. This person does have anxiety, okay? Because with the Moon card, they have psychic gifts, okay, that are very, very intense, okay, and you probably have them too. They just kind of play out a little bit different. They do have psychic gifts that might, freak them out sometimes, because it's like they might find themselves being overly sensitive, and that is when they need to take the time to like really decompress and figure themselves out before they can speak and communicate their feelings effectively. This is the type of partner that you're dealing with, okay? But let me tell you something. They don't give up. They don't give up. I almost get the feeling that this person might have struggled with like maybe being between homes or like being between housing, and that might have really affected them. But it was almost like they, at one point, they really had to be their own peace, and they just paved the path. Like, they're the type, they don't give up, they keep going. They always keep going. They always keep pushing forward. Even when a situation is like, it creates a space where one could be so pessimistic. It's just like, they always do their best to remain at peace, to remain calm. And that's how they get to where they are going. And they will try to encourage you to do the same. Okay, this person has very, very healthy communication habits, okay? And I really love this for you, group number 2, because this person does not want to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, okay? But I will tell you this, they will not argue with you. They will not argue with you. You may have some disagreements that might get a little bit heated, but they will not sit there and go back and forth with you when they are in a heightened emotional state, because maybe that's something that they witnessed a lot growing up. And so they had to go into a safe space to process their emotions before effectively communicating them. Whereas you might have had the same exact experience, but you might have been put in a lot of situations where you didn't really have that safe space that you could go to. So you just had to let it all out. You just had to let it rip. You had to let everybody know how you was feeling in this situation, because if not, you would have been run over, or somebody would have played in your face or something like that. So I'm getting one of you is just very calm, patient, peaceful. The other one of you is just very, very fiery and wild, But with the Three of Pentacles here, I do see that the two of you will work so well together. Like the team effort with this pile in this relationship, this is what you've been needing all along, okay? So your next Valentine, they're going to be a little different from you. Group number 2, actually not even a little different. Like I said, they're going to be the polar opposite from you. You are going to know that this is your person because they are so different. They are just so different from anything or anyone that you've ever experienced. You don't find yourself thinking, why does this always happen to me? This person is just like everybody else. That is not a thought that will cross your mind. You'll know that this is your person because in your mind, you're going to be like, wow, this is like so different from what I've experienced. And you may not understand them completely at first, but as time goes on, you will discover that this is exactly what is needed for like a healthy relationship to develop. Calm and thorough and peaceful communication upon reflection, like deeper reflection. That is exactly why you will fall in love with this person. The relationship is just so passionate. And maybe you had a lot of partners that were all talk in the past, but this person is not all talk. They will show you better than they can tell you. I will say that. So before I forget, I do quickly want to mention the zodiac signs that came through for this reading. There's only 2 of them. So we have very strong Gemini energy. And then we have very, very strong Cancer energy. So that could be you or them, sun, moon, or rising. Keep in mind, the 2 of them are right next to each other on the zodiac wheel. I don't know if you, yeah, literally right here. Gemini is here. Cancer is right here. Okay. They're right next to each other on the zodiac wheel, but they are very, very different from one another. And if you ask any like horoscope specialist, I don't even want to say astrologer, but if you ask any horoscope specialist or whatever, you ask one of these dumbass apps like Nebula, they will tell you that maybe they're only like 4% compatible. But the reality of the situation is that it runs so much deeper than that. When we look at these 2 signs, Gemini is very, very talkative, can be loud, can be fiery, very, very smart. Whereas Cancer can oftentimes be on the more reserve side. They try not to let that wild side, come out in their behavior too much. But if you piss them off, you might see a whole different side of them. But in many ways, they're very, very different. Okay, Gemini is air, Cancer is water. They just operate very, very differently. But both of them have traits that can balance one another out. Right? You put the two of them together, air and water, you get mist. Okay, it's like something different. There's something different about that combination. So not saying that both of you have to be. Oh, and before I forget, we also got Pisces. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, you guys, that's what I am getting for your next Valentine. Let me know down in the comments how this reading resonates for you guys. If you guys are interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me, you guys can book with me on my Etsy shop. The link to do so will be available down in the description box below. And if you are interested in the deck that we used for today's tarot reading, we did use the Pastel Journey Tarot deck. Definitely one of my favorite decks. It is by Vanessa Samayana, and it will be available for purchase on my Amazon storefront down in the description box below. Be sure to check that out if that is something you are interested in. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 3, and welcome to your reading, you guys. So, who is your next Valentine? Okay, so we start off the reading with the Emperor. Okay, this lets me know that your person is a provider. Very much so. Very much a provider. All about providing for themselves and their loved ones, okay? They like to stay on top of shit, okay? Because oftentimes they find themselves backed into a corner and unsure of what to do. It's almost like the universe will kind of put them on hold for a moment. To try to get them to see things from a different perspective. I do feel as though your person may have dealt with some form of poverty throughout their life. And so they may come across as a bit of a workaholic. Okay? We have the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is somebody who feels confined, tied down. And the 4 of Swords is somebody who's been through so much. Like, it comes after the 3 of Swords, but it's somebody who's been through so much, and it's just tired. It's just tired, right? And they respond to this tiredness, right, by going to work. Okay, this person works so much, and I almost think that it's because if they have experienced poverty, they never want that. They never want to go through that again. They never want to see anybody that they love go through that again. So they will go to work, okay? This is even it's even possible that this is somebody that you might meet at work. Some of you, this could be your boss or like somebody who's in a higher up type of position. But we have the Ace of Pentacles. They go after that money, okay? They go after that money. They don't even care. They go after that money. And they're in charge. They have no issue taking charge. Not even from like a bossy, like domineering standpoint. But this person, they stay on top of shit. Okay? This person is not like a reckless spender. They take care of their shit. but oftentimes they feel stuck. They feel backed into a corner. They feel like there's nothing more that they can do. Sometimes they feel like their only purpose in life is to work. And I think that might be where you come in, where you kind of show this person like, hey, it don't have to be like that. Like, because you guys just don't give a fuck about how much money a person has. Your soulmate could be homeless on the fucking street and you would still love the fuck out of them, and you would step in where need be without it necessarily being codependent, right? So we have I do want to be transparent, y'all. We do have the devil card, which is what leads me to believe that this person may have some potentially bad habits. But the worst habit that I am picking up on is the workaholic tendencies that I feel as though we need to address, okay? This person, honestly, it almost seems like they bite off more than they can chew. And I'm very surprised that we did not get the 10 of Wands for this reading, because I do get the feeling that this person can be extremely overwhelmed. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that this person is not opposed to making necessary changes in their life. But I think that the first thing that you might notice about them is that they are always at work. They are always at work. And it's almost to the point where they might work so much just to provide for themselves and to provide for their loved ones, that when they get home or when they get off of work, they need to recharge. I mean, of course, that's normal. Like, who the fuck doesn't need to recharge after getting off of work? But you might notice, like, this person is extremely introverted, right? Extremely introverted. And oftentimes they just really be out here just wasting, or not wasting, but like draining their battery when their body is telling them like, hey, you need to rest. You need to relax. Okay. We have the Hermit card and the Hanged Man. Okay, I do want to note that out of 8 cards that we pulled, half of them were major arcana cards. So I do feel like this person, I don't know, that's just very powerful to come through in a reading when half the cards are major arcana cards. But with the Hermit card and the Hanged Man, this person needs their recharge time. They need their time to fill their cup back up, right? And they're going to offer it to you. Like, they're going to fill up their cup, and they're going to want to fill up yours too. And I'm almost feeling like you guys are just like, okay, but can you spend time with me though? Can you spend time with me though? I feel like you guys will give this person another perspective on the fact that, like, hey, there's more to life than just busting your ass at work all day, every day. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a good work ethic, but that place of poverty that you were in before, you're never gonna have to go through that again. Like, that's like, I feel like that's a conversation that you're gonna have to have with your person, because I feel like they have a lot of abundance in their life and they feel like they have to work day and night to keep it, right? And they are actually an inspiration to many people. Like, don't get me wrong, I am not under any circumstances trying to paint your person out to be a bad person, okay? But the first thing that you're going to notice about them is how much they work, okay? How exhausted they may be sometimes, okay? Once they open up to you and they tell you their life story, or they tell you why they live this way, you will understand. You will understand. And I almost feel like it's like you're going to be that peace for them. You're going to be that safe place. Like, you're going to be the one that pulls up with a home-cooked meal after they've had a long day. After they've had a long day at work. You are going to be a safe space for them. And I do feel as though they will be one for you as well. But the first thing I feel like you're going to have to address with them is, like, it's okay to take a day off. Like, it's okay to take a vacation, and it's okay to take time to yourself if you need it, right? So I do feel like this is almost like a relationship where both of you guys are introverts, okay? And so I'm not really getting much of a codependent vibe here, but I am getting, with the Devil card that clarified the Ace of Pentacles, this person might have an addiction to money. For, I would say, maybe 2% of you, it could be an addiction to gambling, but I mainly feel like it's an addiction to going to work every single day, even on off days. And once you come into this person's life, it's like you give them a reason to not be at work all the time, you know? So yeah, I don't think that this is a bad person at all. I just think that they're tired. They feel as though they have no other choice but to, work all the time. And they prayed for you. Okay? They prayed for you. Like that's something that just came through, because I didn't even pick up on that when I first pulled the cards. But we have with the Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups came out and clarified it. This is like praying for a new beginning. Like praying for a new beginning, praying for something different, And the Ace of Cups, this is you. Like, this is what they want to give to you. You come into their life and you give them a whole other perspective on life that they didn't even consider before. You remind them that, it's like, it sucks that you had to go through that. Like, it sucks that you had to go through poverty, maybe not having enough, or feeling like you're not enough, or feeling inadequate, so you felt like you had to work 10 times as hard to get half of what others had. But the reality is you're not that person anymore. And I feel like that is like the type of reminder that you would give to your person. And I can tell you right now, the last thing that your person would want to do is neglect you or leave you out in the cold or ignore you, But I do feel like it's like you're this person's piece, okay? And they will really appreciate you. But in turn, it's like they're going to come to an understanding or a realization that, hey, they got to be your piece too. Y'all got to go on vacations from time to time. Y'all got to spend some time away from work to work on, each other's relationships. But like, if you have had past relationships where you were dealing with a bum, or you were dealing with somebody who didn't want to work, or dealing with somebody who didn't want to put in the effort to like better themselves or like elevate themselves, this is not that person. This is not that person whatsoever. And it could be something that maybe you're not quite, used to. Maybe your last person didn't work at all, and now this person works a little bit too much, and you're like, damn, universe, can I have a balance? But this is somebody that, you will be able to find a certain balance with them. Okay? You're the person that comes in and removes that blindfold off of them, and reminds them that they are not stuck, that they are not trapped, and they are not in that place anymore where, the abundance just wasn't really flowing into their life. Okay? So, yeah, that's what I get for all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 3. Let me know down in the comments how this reading resonates for you guys. If you guys are interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me, you guys can book with me on my Etsy shop. The link to do so will be available down in the description box below. And if you are interested in the deck that we use for today's tarot reading, we did use the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samayana, which will be available for purchase down on my Amazon storefront in the description box below. Be sure to check that out if that is something you are interested in. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye! Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 4, and welcome to your reading, you guys. So, your next Valentine. Okay, so this reading, pile 4, I got a special place in my heart for you guys. I got a real soft spot for you guys, because how can I not? Like, how can I not? This one hit me in my chest, I'm not even gonna lie. So, first and foremost, this is the only pile where it's like a piece of the past kind of came through for this reading. So we start off with the 6 of Cups. Okay, I am seeing a situation in which you very innocently presented an offer. You very selflessly gave, like, the most vulnerable parts of yourself to somebody. Something about like your inner child. I'm getting a very, very childlike energy, very childlike innocence that exists within you. And it's like you very innocently gave to somebody who maybe you thought this was your person, or you thought, you thought that this was it, right? And you were deeply, deeply hurt, deeply betrayed, okay? And you came to the realization that the person that you were giving to was more of a taker than they were a giver, and you never want to experience that again. That's what I am seeing here. You never ever want to go through that again because of the disappointment and the heartbreak that you get. I'm telling y'all, the 10 of Swords is like the 3 of Swords on crack. On crack. You went through something that just completely fucking broke you with somebody. And it hurt so bad that it got to the point where you started telling yourself, right, maybe even subconsciously, that you were okay with being alone, or that you were okay with being by yourself, or that you were okay with what happened and it sucks, but you're willing to like move on from it. Or maybe you had to choose yourself for once in your life and it hurt to do that, but you did it anyways. And the universe is going to reward you very generously for doing this, okay? Because it was fucked up. Your last relationship, it was fucked up, okay? But your next relationship, your next Valentine, it's not gonna be like that, okay? I see you guys being surrounded by people who love and support you at this time. Maybe some of you are still healing from whatever this was, but I see you guys being surrounded by a lot of people who love and support you and are trying to pour back into that cup that this asshole emptied of yours. And so you're approaching with a full cup once again, okay? That's what I'm seeing. So your next Valentine, they're gonna want to know you, all right? And you may not want that or you may not really fully be comfortable with that. So you're just like, bitch, get away from me. Like, I'm not trying to go through that again. And it sucks with that coming from you because you're not even like that. How you go from this to this? Like, you're not even this. You're this now, but this is not who you always were. You know what song I just channeled? It's called Born Without a Heart. And I forgot who the artist is. But I know it starts with an F. But yes, look up that song at the end of this. I'll even link it down below if I remember. But yes, there's a song called Born Without a Heart, and she's basically saying, like, I was not born without a heart. I was not always like this, and that's just not how you were. But I'm seeing, like, you went through this deep ass betrayal that had you questioning love and life, and that's when this person is gonna want to kind of bum rush in. I see you guys, your intuition is just popping. You have grown from this person, like this childlike energy, this childlike innocence, to somebody who could read you like a fucking book. That's who you are. Your intuition now goes crazy because after this situation, this heartbreak that you experienced, this betrayal, you learned to never ignore the red flags ever again. Never dishonor yourself like that ever again. And I feel like you guys might have started fantasizing about what you want your life to be. You found the light at the end of the tunnel, or you're still in the process of finding it. And even if you haven't found it, you know that shit is there, right? And so you have in your mind what it is that you want out of your next relationship, what it is that you want out of your next partner, what it is that you know that you're deserving of. Everything that you wanted from that person that betrayed you, you know that it could rightfully be yours, even though you don't trust it all the time, but you know it's yours. This next Valentine of yours, this is going to be your soulmate. This is going to be your divine counterpart. Because I feel like a lot of you guys might have been dealing with a false twin or a false, or not like a karmic relationship, a karmic partner that did nothing but drain you and take from you. Then you come across somebody who wants to actually pour into you, and you're like, whoa there, partner, let me put this sword back up, because I'm not about to let nobody play with my face like that ever again. And this person will be patient with you. Like, not only that, but they will have an eagerness to do everything that other person did not do. To show up in every single way that they did not. Right? And let me tell you something about this next Valentine. They're going to come in fast. And I don't mean fast like soon. I mean that when they see you, they will waste no time whatsoever. They will waste no time when it comes to pursuing you. And they know that you're not going to give in that easily. And they know that they are going to have to earn your trust after what it is that, you've been through. They know. But they're going to pursue you with a quickness. And they will intrigue you. They will catch your eye. But you will have your guard up with them for quite some time. It's almost like they will happily help repair you. And I don't mean this from a codependent standpoint, because you've already done a decent amount of work on repairing yourself. But it's like they know that you're not going to open yourself up to a situation where you could be disappointed again, where you could be left with an empty cup again. You're not going to do that to yourself. And they know that. Because now it's just like, bitch, I got 7 cups. They all full. They all full of my hopes and dreams and my aspirations. And I don't know if I'm going to give you one of these cups. And they're like, okay, but that's fine, because I'm going to give you my cup. And you let me know if you want to keep it or not. And you could take your time in giving me one of your cups, or letting me in one of your cups. You get what I'm saying? This person is going to be very, very patient with you. And they are going to mirror you in a way that facilitates healing. Right? Because this last person that you dealt with, they mirrored you in a way that prevented you from healing. They showed you all of your wounds. They showed you everything that I guess was hurting you. But something about this connection, something about this relationship was very karmic. Because the longer you kept them in your life, the more hindered you were from healing. You felt like it was never going to get better, because you were constantly having to suffer, dealing with the bare minimum, and then not even getting that half the time. Whereas you have somebody that's willing to give you the fucking maximum and beyond, and is willing to wait for you to accept it. This person, because the thing is, y'all are probably in your mind, like, when they come in, you're going to be like, why weren't you here sooner? Do you know what the fuck I went through before you got here? And you're just going to waltz in here and, like, sweep me off my feet? I'm not even going to lie to you guys. You guys really, really want your soulmate. You want your divine counterpart, but you might give them a little bit of a hard time. Rightfully so, because it's just what you've been through, the pain that you experienced. It's beyond words. And it's not even just attributed to your past karmic partner. It's attributed to the pain that you went through throughout this lifetime as a child, showing up as your most authentic and vulnerable self, and being taken advantage of, dealing with people who did nothing but take until you were empty, and then just left you. And you had to pick up the pieces by yourself. That is what I am seeing that you have experienced. And so you have somebody who just wants to do nothing but give. Because their heart space is wide open for you, right? And they're willing to be patient with you. And they want to know you. They gonna want to know how your mind works. They want to know They see how gifted you are without you even having to tell them. And you may not know how to take that. You know what I'm saying? You might still look at them like, look, you still new here. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give them a hard time. And they know it. They know it. But once they find out what you've been through, they won't even have to necessarily find out. They're just gonna kind of know based off of how guarded you are. They will be the one that wants to pick up those pieces. Now, you've already picked up a decent amount on your own, but they will want to pick up those pieces and help you put it back together. Okay? Not to mention, they might have been through like their own shit too on their journey to you. Okay? But you gonna know this is your person because they will be patient with you. And they will understand you. They will give you as much time as you need and still continue pouring into you. And they will waste no time when it comes to pursuing you. They will be transparent about everything. I'm talking like they might even just put your Face ID on their phone so that you can get into it. They ain't got shit to hide. Okay? And you ain't used to that. I feel like y'all are past checking phones. You know? But yeah, you guys have been severely stabbed in the back, severely betrayed. And that's going to catch up to whoever did that to you. But the worst part about it for them is that they are going to see you with your person. I can't even put a fucking word on the dynamic of the relationship with your next Valentine. Like, I can't even put a word on it. It's just blissful. It's just magical. Like, and I can't even describe to you how that's going to make your past karmic feel. I can't even describe it to you. They're going to have to feel this that they put you through. That's what it's going to feel like for them. Probably even worse. Because the thing about you guys, group number 4, the way that you love is so pure. You don't get that twice in one lifetime. You don't experience that twice in one lifetime. The way that you love has granted you with the capacity to feel such deep things that may not always feel good, okay? But it doesn't change the fact that the way you love is so pure. And most people, they come across that one time in a lifetime and they will fumble it hard as fuck. And they will never get to experience that shit ever again. That is a regret that they will carry with them for the rest of their life. But this next person that's coming into your life, let me tell you something. They love the same way that you do. And that is how you know. You will know them by the way that they love. Because they will love just like you do. And they will love unconditionally. No matter what. No matter if you give them a hard time at first. They gonna know. They gonna recognize you immediately. They will pursue you immediately. They will show up for you every single time. Even if you don't ask them to. They will show up. Right? That's what I'm getting for you guys. All right, so that is what I have for all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 4. Let me know down in the comments how this reading resonates for you. If you are interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me, you guys can book with me on my Etsy shop. The link to do so will be available down in the description box below. And if you are interested in the decks that we use for today's tarot reading, we did use the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samayana, which will be available for purchase on my Amazon storefront down in the description box below. Be sure to check that out if that is something you are interested in. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.